Hey Freedom Family, this is Mark, and I'm so glad that you're here at _Freedom for Life _, where we give you the tools, the truth, and the knowledge to take you from where you're at to where you're called and created to be. And I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you a gift today, and the gift is this: the one thing, the single thing, the paramount thing that it will take to crush the fear of failure in your life. So let's get started, shall we? Hey, and as we're getting started today, could you do me a favor? Could you subscribe and become part of our family? And could you hit that notification so that you are aware of every conversation we're having, because we want to have you involved in it. Question for you today. Have you ever been there where you had a task that you needed to do, some assignment that you needed to accomplish, and something came up, this weird kind of feeling, this fleshiness, this heat, this thing on the inside of you? It wasn't passion. What it was this fear of failure. Maybe for you, and certainly for me, it was this voice in your head that said, you're going to fail. This thing is going to end horribly. You're going to go off a cliff with this thing. Whatever the thing was, whether it was an assignment, it was a school assignment, it was something you needed to do at work. It didn't really matter what the thing was that you needed to accomplish, but the voice in your head that was telling you that this was going to end badly. Have you ever been there? I'm not sure if you're like me, but if you are like me, it has happened. And maybe, to be totally honest, sometimes it's kind of owned us. It's kind of taken our lunch money. It kind of came along with us for a ride that it had no invitation to. Well, here's the truth of the matter. Your fear of failure is something that not only you deal with and not only I deal with, but what I've found in my studies and my mentoring and coaching is this: everybody has dealt with it at some level, and many people deal with it who are highly successful, whether you're a millionaire or you're somebody in junior high school, whether you're a mom at home or you're a corporate executive. There are people at all levels who deal with the fear of failure on a regular basis. But the good news is this: you don't have to. Fear of failure and fear in general isn't something that we're stuck with and we have to manage. It actually is something we can overcome and have victory over. And so I've got great news for you also in this. It really starts with one thing. The fear of failure and fear in general really starts with this. It really starts with you having the incorrect definition for your experience. And really not even just your experience, but your expectation for what the experience is going to be. It's not necessarily while you're walking through it, although you can have fear at that place, but fear of failure really starts before the event even happens. It's the outcome that you make up in your head for the thing that you're going to go through, right? It's the tragedy that happens before the event even started. It's the F on the paper that happens before you even start writing it. See, fear of failure isn't something that is just coming along for the ride. It's telling you what the outcome of your experience is going to be. But here's the interesting thing. You and I, we own this definition for our experience. If you can create an appropriate, empowering definition, you can change what you believe your experience is going to be, and you can short circuit the fear of failure that wants to not just come along for the ride, but drive the car. Are you with me on this? So it really comes down to this: the definition you give your experience will determine the emotions you use within it. And as this fear of failure comes up, if you right the ship, if you change the definition for that experience, fear of failure has nothing to hold on to, and you'll find that that fear leaves. Two things I want to tell you. The first thing is this: the good news is you're the one that gets to decide the definition. There is no automatic outcome to the vast majority of experiences we go through. And so the definition that's given is one that we have control of. We have the power to give. So if you want to change your experience and change that fear into victory, the first thing is this: understand that you control the definition you give, whether I can say it or not. And the second thing is this: not only do you control the definition, but in determining that outcome, you decide what your experience is going to be. So how do you overcome it? The very first thing you do is determine the definition of your experience. And here's the interesting thing. The second nugget I want to give you is this: it doesn't have to be just success and failure. Oh, I'm going to succeed and I'm going to get that big deal. I'm going to make that sale. I'm going to get that good grade. It really is just determining that it's going to be an empowering experience. Empowering doesn't just mean success, but empowering means something good is going to come of it. So it's not just success and failure, but it's the opportunity to say this, maybe something like, hey, I am going to learn something in this experience. I'm going to grow. I'm going to add something to this tool belt of skill set. I'm going to be able to show who I'm created to be. It doesn't matter whether I'm victorious in it or whether I'm not. What matters is that I found something good I can take from it. And in that place, fear has nothing to attach to. So at the end of the day, your fear of failure comes down to this, the expected outcome of an experience. How can I change the expected outcome of the experience? By changing the definition I choose to give that experience. And in changing that definition, I change my mindset and my understanding of what's going to take place, and fear all of a sudden doesn't have anything to hold on to. I guarantee you it works, because it's worked in my life and those people that I mentor and coach, and it'll work in your life also. Change your definition, you change your experience, and fear leaves, I guarantee it. Hey, I'm Mark, and I am so glad that you're here. As I said before, at _freedom4life_, we'll give you the tools, the truth, and the knowledge to take you from where you're at to where you're called and created to be. And speaking of tools, not only do we have the content that we provide here on our YouTube channel, which we do every week, we have a conversation to help you out, and we hope that it's doing it. Give me a comment if it is. Hey, but we also actually have a course, a life mastery course that actually is a step-by-step course that takes you from where you're at to where you're called and created to be in every single area, not just fear of failure and not just having you overcome things, but having you create the life that you were meant to have. And if you're interested in that, hey, check out our Facebook and our Instagram links. We have those there, and in that place you can have that conversation. Give me a quick DM, let me know that it's something you're interested in. We'll see if the course makes sense for us to work on together. But at the end of the day, do this, share this with somebody who needs it, and dominate your day.